Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. It's really funny because I love to talk, but I hate small talk and chit chat and chatter or whatever. I like to get right into the stuff of what I want to say. So for me, introing and outroing videos is very awkward. Like there's going to be some clips and some snippets throughout my channel that are kind of like inside jokes, and are really funny to me. And for people who are closer to me might get it, but it's like there was, I don't remember what, I think it was my first YouTube video where I like did two different intros and they're two different vibes. And it's because throughout my spiritual journey of the last 4 years, but I would say really of the last, like, for a lot of my life, identity has been a really huge lesson for me, and like learning who I am, expressing how I want to express in my unique self because it felt kind of suppressed when I was younger and when I was a kid. So like for me, really being my true authentic self, like has always been kind of like a challenge for me. And so I did two different vibes because one, I have like multiple personalities. Like I feel like I have different vibes going on, depending on the day, really. And it's like I like to show different sides to me. But throughout my spiritual journey the last 4 years, there's been a specific vibe or template that I've been plugging into of like what I think a spiritual person should look, act, or say, or do. And it's like this very cookie cutter, perfect image of love and light and what we consider love and light. And like even my style and the way I would dress for energy healing sessions, for meeting up with clients, for interviews, for meetings, I would always be in like either like really white attire and like very flowery and very what we would consider feminine. And it's just not me. I feel like it was me at a certain time and what felt resonant for me, but looking back, it's kind of like felt very suppressed. And I've kind of come more into my own, and that's the stuff that I've been talking about throughout other videos throughout my channel. And I just love expressing myself in different ways. So I did two different vibes there for a reason, because one is like not making fun of myself, but I do that, like making fun of myself of like a certain vibe that I would show or portray. And then the second vibe of like, I also have this personality and this vibe that I like to go for and like whatever. So, different sides to me, which I feel like it's important to show that because we all have different sides to us. We are not one thing. And if we show a certain energy or template that we're plugging into, a certain personality that we're plugging into, it's like we don't have to be that forever. We can be that at a certain time and then change, right? So it's like we can always change our energy or our perspective or our like how we speak and how we dress and how we would like that can change day to day. And I feel like we should normalize that more, to be honest. Like I really feel like that needs to be normalized because we are multidimensional beings. We are multifaceted. We have lots of different experiences and expressions. And it's like I see certain outfits or certain like whatever, and I'm like, oh my God, that looks so cool. Like I'd love to like wear that or show that, but it doesn't fit like my vibe. And it's like, that's not like, if you like something or if it like resonates with you, like go for it. Even if you think that it doesn't fit your image of what other people perceive you as, like just do it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we should normalize that more. And so I'm becoming more into my own. And honestly, I may not intro videos anymore because I feel so awkward doing it because it's like this like formal, it feels like this formal thing. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a great week and going to have an even more amazing weekend or whenever you're watching this. I want to talk a little bit about energy healing. If you're familiar with some of my content, some of my stuff on Instagram and TikTok, I'm an energy healer. and a psychic intuitive. And it's interesting because I'm also so much more than that. Like I change my thing between psychic intuitive, divine channel, medium, divine intuitive, like whatever, like all of the above. Because there's really like no one name for it. And, you know, we like to have these fancy names, and it just, I'm a psychic intuitive. I my whole story, I talked more about energy healing, but you know, I talk to spirit guides, my divine spirit team. They're of the sixth, seventh, eighth dimension. It really just depends, and or I facilitate energy healing. It's not actually coming from me. It is of the seventh dimension. It originates at the seventh dimension. It does get upgraded into higher dimensions from the angels and the different spirit guides and lovely beings. And so I just wanted to talk about energy healing in general. So with energy healing, I just want to explain in case anyone is, you know, a little bit unfamiliar. We're all energy. Everything is all energy. This is science. Like, you know, this cup is energy. My phone has energy, right? Like we're energy. Like everything around us has energy. Isn't energy. And so energy has certain frequencies within it, and we can resonate with certain things more than the other. So we have our own energy body, which is our auric field. Our auric field is like this like egg or like this round bubble that's around us. My hair is all over the place. Funny thing about my hair is it's usually like all over the place and wild, and my nickname is the lion. It's been my nickname since I was a kid, just because it's just the lion mane is just everywhere. Anyways, so you might see me fixing my hair a lot in the video. Anywho, we have an auric field, which is like an egg around us, and this kind of looks like an eye. I've heard some spiritual healers call it like an eye. It's kind of like a bubble, and it's on our protective bubble, like kind of like protects our energy. And we hear people saying like, don't pop my bubble, don't burst my bubble. It's like that saying to me comes from because we have an auric field, we have a bubble around us, right? And so our auric field is our energetic frequency. We have a certain frequency that cannot be replicated from anyone. So each and every single human or animal or whatever, like every single living thing has its own unique energetic signature. That's what I call it. We also have chakras in the body. So I have a course on the 7 main chakras in the energy body. We have more than 7, but to talk about the 7 main chakras, they're just little energy centers, like little energy balls that kind of like spin, and they're throughout our energy body, and they correspond to different areas of our life. The first 3 chakras are more human aspects. So they correspond to our relationship with money, our relationship with stability, with housing, with finances, with creativity, and your identity, your personal power, empowerment, that kind of thing. We have our center chakra, which is our heart chakra, which is all about love and relationships and connection to the self-connection, self-love, and our connection to our soul center. And then we have our upper 3 chakras, which is our spiritual chakras, which correspond to communication, expression, intuition, and the connection to the divine, or connection to unity consciousness. And so that's a very brief description of the energy centers in the body. And so each one of them corresponds to an area of our human lives, of our spiritual plane, our spirituality, our energetic body. And yeah, and so it kind of makes up our auric field, and our auric field has a specific color. Some people have one color, some people have multiple colors, some people have a rainbow. It just depends on how you work with your energy field, and the more you work with your energy field, it kind of becomes more like a rainbow. Or your auric colors can also change too. So depending on what's going on in your life at that time, if you're going through change or transformation, your auric colors might also shift and change too. And so that's really, really cool. So we're talking about frequency and resonance, which is what I mentioned before. Everything has an energetic signature, an energetic frequency to it. It's all energy. And so this is how we can decipher if we like something or not. So for an example, I really love this color green. I'll show an example. I love this color green. This is my little clock. I love this color. And so the frequency of this color is resonating with my frequency. And so, because I like it. And so I know that it's resonating with me because I really enjoy that color. Now there's certain colors that I don't particularly enjoy, and so that frequency doesn't resonate with me, right? So it's like with food, for example, like certain foods taste really good for me, so I know that it's resonant with my energy, and certain foods I don't like because I don't like the taste of it, so I know that it's not resonating with me. It's not in energetic alignment is what I would say. And so with energy work, those are the kinds of things that you can start to kind of understand when looking at energy work and frequency and what's resonating with you and what's not. Like I talk a lot about aesthetic and how aesthetic is so important in your space and with your style, because with your aesthetic, it's like how you look, how you dress, what you wear, like what's around you, what you're seeing all the time, all of those energies, each item and each energy, like each item in your environment is nourishing your frequency. It's either nourishing your frequency or it's not. And if it's not, you'll know if it's not nourishing you if you don't like the item or the thing that you're like, that's in your environment, right? And so if it's resonating with you, if you like that thing, or that's nourishing your energy field, it's nourishing your frequency, if you're enjoying it. With energy work, that is what I'm looking at the most in the energy body and how the energy body is being nourished, because that nourishes our soul and our heart space and our happiness and our joy and our excitement and our passion and our creativity, because we're actually very, very creative beings, and that's our sacral fire. So I work a lot with the element of fire, and the fire is really connected with the sacral and the throat chakra, which I feel like I've maybe mentioned in another video. So backtracking a little bit, that's a little bit about energy work and how I work with energies and what resonates and what doesn't. Now, in an actual energy healing session for an energy healer or facilitator for the divine frequencies, is what I would say, divine love frequencies. I work with divine love and divine light, and truth and compassion. And I work a lot with the spirit guides and the angels. Those are the names that resonate most with me. And so that's how I relay the names of those beings, because those names resonate most with me. You can change those names into anything you want. Source, frequency, love, the spirit guides don't mind like what you call them. It's just a name on how to describe it in words, human words. So, you can change those names to anything, but I resonate most with spirit guides and angels. So that's who I work with. I also work with a lot with the fairies and the dragons as well. So those are two beings that are really, really cool. I've working with them for a really long time. It's a whole other thing. I work at the 7th dimension, sometimes higher. And what's happening is I can tune into that dimensional frequency, and I work with an energy called Ahai. So I'm an Ahai energy healer or practitioner, certified and trained. And the energy healing is called Ahai. And so I'm able to tap into Ahai at the 7th dimension. And that it's kind of like a beam of white light that gets channeled down through my crown chakra and through my vessel, which is my physical body, through my whole body and out my hands. And so it comes out my hands to the recipient. It is considered a hands-on technique, a hands-on energy healing. I don't personally do hands-on. I just hover over the body or over the recipient. And that's how I relay the energy. So it's just channeled through my body and out my hands, right? And so that's what happens. So the frequency that I'm channeling is just reactivating the body's ability to heal itself. That's what's happening. And so this is a very ancient way of healing practices. It is more of a natural alternative healing method. It's very similar to Reiki. So I've mentioned about Reiki in previous videos. It's very similar to Reiki, right? So Reiki works at the fifth dimension. Typically, that's where it starts. I personally believe energy healing upgrades itself depending on the practitioner. I believe personally for each practitioner has their own unique style of energy healing and their own unique codes for activating certain frequencies and certain healings. But Reiki specifically originates at the fifth dimension. Ahai specifically originates at the seventh dimension. Again, it upgrades itself. It depends on the practitioner. And I believe every practitioner brings something unique to the table because that's their own unique coding, that's their own unique energetic signature, their own unique healing ability for their clients or whoever they're seeing. So that's what I personally believe. And I'm just a facilitator for the energy. So I kind of direct it where it needs to go and setting the intention. So at the beginning of every session, we set intentions. I set my own intentions, only divine love and light, and the recipient will set their own intentions of what they are looking to receive out of the session, heal, get some clarity on, anything like that. Or just relaxation as well, if they just kind of want a chill session. And another thing that I'll say about the healing journey and energy healing is that we're never done, right? It's never never say never, but it's never a completion. It is an ongoing journey, right? And so it's like I have come a long way from the migraines and the physical pain and like all the stuff that I talked about in the previous video, my health challenges, I've come a long way, but the healing journey is ongoing. It's ongoing. And I feel like it's important to express that, especially as an energy healer, especially as someone who's in the spiritual space, because I could sit here and say that I'm healed and it's a miracle and it's miraculous. And whereas, yes, that is true. But it is also true that I'm human, that I will still experience pain, that I will still experience foods that my stomach doesn't like, that I will still experience a headache. That shit doesn't go away. I'm not perfect. I'm not just because energy healers aren't perfect people. And I feel like we need to understand that. We need to understand this was also me for the last year or two, understanding that we're human. We are not robots. We are not this perfect epitome of perfect health and perfect attitude and perfect mental health and perfect physical health. No. The healing journey is ongoing. The self-discovery is ongoing. The awakenings and the tower moments are ongoing. The lessons are ongoing. Because we're here as humans on this earth plane to discover and to learn and to explore and to make mistakes and to mess up and to try again and to be successful and all the above, all the things, right? And so that's the point. Like we're in earth school, we're in human school. We are learning how to we're learning how to be in relationships, we're learning how to communicate, we're learning how to heal, we're learning how to make mistakes and be okay with it, we're learning how to be ourselves. That's the biggest one for me. We're learning how to be authentic. right? And I just think it's so beautiful to share that, to really express like, I am me and I make mistakes and I'm not perfect and don't have perfect health all the time. And I eat things that aren't considered healthy, although that's a whole other thing because we've got a bunch of people saying that this is healthy and we've got a bunch of people that saying that the exact same thing is not healthy. I needed to chill on what I was putting myself in a box and I was putting myself in a I needed to chill on like what was the ideal spiritual person? What did they look like and what did they say? What did they stand for? And take myself out of the box and create my own template, my own like I just needed to I just don't like boxes. I'm not even putting myself in one. It's like you might also find that on this channel, I don't know if I've said this before, it's like I might contradict myself, but that's the point. My opinions are going to change. And I'm saying that straight up. Like, my opinions are going to change. And, like, so they should, right? Like, all of our opinions can change, and that's okay. Just because you stood for something yesterday doesn't mean you feel the same way about it today. You know? Um, I think that's beautiful. I think we should honor that. We should be like, yeah, like, I don't agree with myself. Whatever I said yesterday, I don't, like, doesn't mean I necessarily agree with what I just said, you know? Um, and we're constantly changing. And I think that's beautiful. So I want to talk a little bit about energy healing in this video. So if you have any questions or if any of this was confusing or if you have any questions, just please let me know. On my Instagram, I sometimes have stories up where you can submit questions or it'll also be in the highlights, in my YouTube highlights. I'm looking at my notes. Um, I have a heading that says YouTube and I'll write some things down, but I won't always elaborate because I'm either like about to start driving or like going to a meeting or doing this or whatever. And I won't fully elaborate on my thought. So I'll just like write something down thinking that it'll prompt the memory of what I was wanted to say. And sometimes it does not. I have no idea, no clue where that thought was going. I also wrote a topic down. It was 3 words, and then beside it, I put JK. Like, what is going on? It's hilarious. All right, y'all, that's all for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Lovely to have you here. Hope you have an amazing day, amazing weekend, or week whenever you are watching this. Hit the thumbs up button if you really enjoyed this video, and I will leave the links below for my Instagram, my TikTok. I will make sure you hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. We will chat again soon.